climate change comes together with the level of activities that are, happening. And, there is always this argument, and sometimes it becomes political, that probably it's our time as the developing countries to pollute. It is our time, because when you look at the developed country, they have their share. But indeed, that's probably not the direction that we should take. In fact, what we should ask ourselves is, what can we be able, to piggyback and, also learn from those countries and be able to implement within our countries. And I tell you, the opportunities are many.
Should we be piggybacking, or should we even be focusing on reducing emissions, or should we be focusing on working on the environment and making sure that we can, protect it as best we can? Because I dare say that it's not reducing emissions that's going to help in terms of climate issues in Kenya. It is working on those things and working on reversing the effects on the global scale of emissions and their effects in Kenya. So it wouldn't be reducing the emissions that would have so much effect in terms of, bettering the environment in Kenya, for example, but working on those things that protect the environment moving forward. Is that where the focus really should be for us here? Because it would seem as if the world mantra is reduce emissions, and we're all joining on that mantra, whereby the things that we need are actually being forgotten about.
Yeah, and indeed, to some extent, you are right. And this is about, we have overemphasized on what is called mitigation, and mitigation really is trying to see how can we be able to curb, the amount of emissions that we are making. But remember, there is also another perspective when it comes to climate change, and this is the adaptive capability of countries and of ecosystems. And I think that's also an area that needs to be focused more. The only challenge, and I'm happy to talk about this a little bit more, is that when it comes to adaptation, it becomes a little bit of a challenge to make business models towards that. Remember, we are talking about private sector here and how private sector can be able to engage. When we are talking about adaptive capacities and coming up with products that help us, to already accept that climate have already moved, have already changed, and what is it that we can be able to do. That's a component that, again, private sector needs seriously to look into, which is something they haven't not been looking at in the past.